Are you too hot? Beat the summer heat with a window AC unit from Davis Appliance and Furniture for as low as $299. We offer a cool, no credit needed financing options to meet your needs. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Do you suffer daily with pain? Call now to schedule or online at vitalitymedcenters.com.
Being the Augusta guy means that you're getting myself and my staff, which was raised on the same values that fellow Augustans were raised on. All of us grew up here. If you are hiring somebody from out of town, they may not be as connected as us. I guarantee you that we are going to work extremely hard for you. You're getting somebody who's going to shoot you straight and tell you the pros and cons of your case, and also take the case as far as it needs to go to get what people deserve.
Join us right here on WRDW for Warren, A Way of Life, every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Connect with us for a time of worship, prayer, and Bible study with Pastor David McKinley.
Welcome to Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. We offer new and used appliances, and we service what we sell. We offer no credit needed financing and delivery options to meet your needs. For the top brands at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, First at 5.
A veterinarian says her coworkers saved her life after a dog's muzzle came off and the dog attacked her. Now, this all happened last week at Springwood Veterinary Clinic in Hephzibah.
Yeah, that encounter left Emily Martin with severe injuries, including nerve damage to her arm. Sydney Hood is live in our newsroom in Sydney. There has been an outpouring of support from the community since this has happened.
Will, support for Dr. Martin is nonstop on social media ever since she went public with this yesterday. She's known throughout the pet community in our area and has helped rescue countless animals. Some you may recognize, like Taka, the dog burned in the house fire a few years back. And just about every person you talk to says Dr. Martin saved their pet's life. Now, in return, pet owners are stepping up to help her.
It's her own reputation. She's helped so many people. She's worked at several different vets, working her way up to be her own, to own her own clinic and own her own business and help the people that she needed to. She's a vet for the right reasons, put it that way.
And coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll talk more about Dr. Martin's impact in the pet community.
All right, thanks for keeping us updated on that, Sydney. It's certainly something that you don't think about with a lot of these vets in our area, too, having to deal with something like that, just a crazy accident.
Just how dangerous that job can be, but thank goodness that her coworkers were able to intervene and she got help when she needed it.
Absolutely. Shifting gears to weather now as we take a live look outside over the Bobby Jones Expressway, and the big talker today is that weather, Riley. It is hot outside.
I know. What is it? It's air you can wear?
Yeah, air you can wear.
Oh, yeah, guys. Potentially seeing the hottest afternoon for us temperature-wise here in Augusta. We actually have tied it so far. We got up to 97 degrees, so if we are able to get up to 98, then today will become the official hottest day so far in Augusta. But hot temps across most areas, anywhere from around 95 to 99 degrees. Feel like temperatures have been hotter. We started feeling like close to 100 around 1 o'clock this afternoon, and currently seeing a heat index here in Augusta around 100 degrees. So luckily the humidity is not as bad as what it was last week, because if we combine the intense temperatures we're seeing with humidity a little bit higher, we'd see some very dangerous heat index values. But for most of the southeast, we're feeling like anywhere from 100 to 105, so definitely hot, but not too unusual for this time of year. For this evening, we are going to stay pretty warm, heading out to the Green Jackets game, looking good for that, but temps will be in the 80s through at least around 10 o'clock. By midnight, we're still close to 80 at 78 degrees. Clear and calm conditions out there for the rest of tonight. Good news is tomorrow we're bringing in a backdoor cold front, so this cold front's going to move through, knock down our temperatures and our humidity. We'll have much more on that in the full forecast, but let's get a quick update on your First Alert traffic.
And now, First Alert traffic.
All right, live view outside at I-20 at Riverwatch Parkway, and a little bit of a haze in the sky. This is actually thanks to a little bit of Canadian wildfire smoke out there, so not completely blue skies, but very hot out there. It doesn't look like traffic's impacted too much on I-20 or Riverwatch if you are coming close to the state line. Looking out of our Wheeler Road camps, this is looking at I-20 and the end of Bobby Jones, so 520 there as it meets I-20, and looks like traffic moving smooth there as well. Have an update on some cooler temps heading our way tomorrow in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Riley. It is tough to pay a fine if you don't have the resources. If you can't pay the fine, you end up facing harsher penalties and clogging the court system.
But as News 12's Laura Warren reports, the Marshal's Office is trying to find solutions to 3 problems all at once: keeping Augusta clean, helping those in poverty, and clearing out the court docket.
All that said, these probationers all chose to be here, cleaning the streets of Augusta instead of cleaning out their wallets.
It's helping people who don't have the money to pay a $200 or $300 fine, and it's also doing the part of cleaning Augusta, which our mission is to help keep Augusta clean and safe.
Probationers from magistrate and state court with charges ranging from shoplifting to disorderly conduct having trouble making ends meet can now choose this option instead of a cash fine.
The deputies actually came up with this idea. It didn't come from the top, it came from the deputies, and it created more work for them because they got to be out more hours doing this.
It's taking a bite out of another problem too.
I won't see him no more because he's going to do right from here forward, right?
Giving probationers a chance to see law enforcement up close in a different light.
We actually come out and work also, so our deputies are picking up trash and picking up stuff on the side of the road. So it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get the people to see a different side of law enforcement also.
And this is the first time that the Marshal's Office, that they're hoping to expand the program if commissioners will greenlight it. They say they've gotten a lot of great feedback so far.
A deputy and his wife are back home this evening after they were shot inside their own home. Now, this happened Sunday night while Terrence Crawford was off duty and with his fiance at home. Investigators say the two spotted 3 men in their cul-de-sac, and moments later, shots were fired into their house, hitting both of them. Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott says that Deputy Terrence Crawford was a victim of, quote, stupid gang violence. No word on whether this was a targeted attack, though. The suspected gunman still not in custody tonight.
A man out of Myrtle Beach is facing charges after he admitted to dropping a baby and telling a cop, quote, there is nothing wrong with playing rough. A police officer says he saw 29-year-old Richard Register shake a baby in a stroller, then saw Register throw the baby up above his head and then drop it onto the pavement. Register allegedly told the officer that he often drops the baby to toughen it up. South Carolina Social Services took emergency custody of the child, and Register is facing charges of unlawful conduct towards a child in possession of drugs.
One person is dead after a home owned by an NFL player explodes and collapsed. This happening overnight in Mooresville, North Carolina. The home is owned by Caleb Farley of the Tennessee Titans. The victim identified as his father, Robert Farley. Another person managed to survive the explosion with just minor injuries. One neighbor describes the explosion as 10 times louder than a lightning storm, and in the aftermath, insulation was falling down like snow. There is no word yet on what caused that explosion.
A woman says Delta Airlines lost her dog at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, and the pup is still missing tonight. Paula Rodriguez says that she was flying from the Dominican Republic to San Francisco, but while in customs in Atlanta, Rodriguez says that she didn't meet the requirements to enter the U.S. and would be sent back. But when she went to board the plane, her dog was nowhere to be found. She says that Delta had no answers as to how the dog got out of her carrier while in Atlanta's airport, and Border Control would not let her stay in the country to find her dog.
She's been missing for more than 72 hours in the biggest airport in the United States. Without food, without water, she must be scared.
And Paula is now turning to the power of social media to get help from abroad. Delta Airlines says her dog has not been spotted at the airport, but if she is, she will be captured and returned to Rodriguez in the Dominican Republic, and are committed to finding her.
A group focused on improving the lives of South Carolina's children is traveling around the state soon to find out how they can get that done.
And they want to hear directly from South Carolinians. Our State House reporter Mary Green has the details on how you can weigh in.
Every year, the Joint Citizens and Legislative Committee on Children, also known as the Children's Committee, embarks on a listening tour across South Carolina. The group is made up of state agency leaders, citizens, and lawmakers who have the power to enact change here at the State House.
We take what we hear from the community members and what is important, and then we try to craft some legislation. So it's really, really important for people to be able to come out and express what concerns or where they think our focus needs to be in dealing with children's issues.
Legislation to improve South Carolina's adoption and fostering processes, to put more regulations around vaping, and to guarantee paid family leave for state employees and now teachers have all either come out of the Children's Committee or been supported by its members. Starting the first week of September, they'll hold hearings in Columbia, Greenville, Florence, and Charleston. The leaders of state agencies are also committee members, including the Departments of Mental Health, Social Services, Juvenile Justice, and Education. Lawmakers say these hearings are an opportunity for any South Carolinian to bring concerns directly to the people who have the power to make changes and improvements.
When people come and testify and tell us issues that are important to them, whether it's about child health care or whether it's about guns in school, whether it's about, just any general children's issues that you want to come and talk to us about, we want to hear you.
Anyone can attend the public hearings. People who want to speak at them can sign up ahead of time by emailing the address on the screen. And all this is in preparation for South Carolina's next legislative session, which starts here in January. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
And the lawmakers on the committee come from both parties in both chambers of the State House. 3 other citizen members are appointed by the governor.
A program aimed at helping working parents struggling to fill teacher vacancies. Just ahead, how Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock wants to address that problem. Riley?
Well, temperatures have been above average over the last 4 days, but we are finally cooling things off just a little bit heading into our Wednesday. Have a look at the full forecast next.
You're taking a live look over Beach Island, where even through the screen, I bet you can feel this oppressive heat. We're actually waiting on word if today is the hottest day of the year so far.
Yeah, that's just, we don't like seeing those triple digits on the screen. And with all of this heat comes heat-related illnesses. The CDC wants to remind you to take care of yourself in this heat, like wearing sunscreen and limit your time outdoors. And if you have to be outside, seek out shade where it's possible and that you can stay hydrated as well.
And remember, children and those over the age of 65 are more at risk for heat-related illnesses like heat exhaustion or heat stroke. And please check on man's best friend outside. Make sure they have access to water.
And if you're going to walk them, that pavement is very hot outside too.
Put your palm down and make sure that it's not too hot for them.
Oh yeah, golden rule, 7 seconds. Make sure you do test those surfaces. Actually, last week when we had temperatures like this, I actually had the heat gun, got up to around 160 in a few spots in our parking lot. So definitely enough to burn some paws. Make sure you are staying safe with your pets. Live look over SRP Park. We got some baseball tonight. It's going to be a warm one there along the river, but we are looking to stay dry if you are heading out to the Green Jackets tonight. Temperatures right now, 94, feeling like 100. We're going to stay in the 80s through most of game time. We're actually not going to get out of the 80s until we get close to midnight tonight. But if you're heading out to SRP Park, we're taking on the River Dogs tonight. First pitch at 7:05, and around first pitch, we should still be in the 90s, feeling most likely closer to 100. Towards the end of game time, near 80 degrees, so not a bad end to the game. But tomorrow we are going to see our temperatures feel much better. So this is our heat index moving forward this week. Today we peaked around 105 across most areas. By tomorrow it's going to feel about 15 degrees cooler tomorrow afternoon. So that is something we get to look forward to. We'll cool off a little bit Wednesday into Thursday. Unfortunately, Friday into the weekend, the heat and the humidity does return. So this little relief, unfortunately, doesn't last too long for us. Heading out to the bus stop, we should be down to the mid-70s for the first part of the day Wednesday. Heading home from school, we'll see those hot temps in to near 90 degrees. But the good news is tomorrow, it'll feel like 90. It won't feel like 100. So lower humidity throughout your Wednesday. A nice east-northeast wind staying pretty steady as well. Those temperatures will be a little bit cooler on the South Carolina side of the river. So that backdoor cold front, that's going to push through for our South Carolina counties first. So they'll see the cooler, drier air and likely stay in the 80s all afternoon tomorrow. But the further west you go in the CS or many of our Georgia counties likely will hit the 90s degrees out there tomorrow. What I'm really looking forward to is Thursday morning. So with that drier air in place tomorrow night, that's going to allow our overnight lows into Thursday morning drop all the way down to the mid 60s. So a very comfortable start to our Thursday. That is looking like the coolest morning we'll see for at least the next week or so. So try to get up early and take advantage of the 60s while they do last. Not much rain in our forecast. I would imagine we stay completely dry through Thursday and Friday. Even with this backdoor cold front moving in, we're just not really going to see it kick up too much in the way of storm activity. We do have Harold. This made landfall as a tropical storm there in eastern Texas, just a little bit north of Brownsville earlier today. Still bringing them some flooding concerns. Actually had a tornado warning with some of those rain bands just a couple of hours ago. For us here locally, just a few passing clouds tonight, generally clear skies, but as this backdoor cold front does show up tomorrow, likely we'll kick up a few clouds. But remember, not as humid tomorrow. High temperatures actually a little bit below average, near 90. Could even see a few spots stay in the 80s throughout Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, that front just kind of diffuses, just kind of dissipates across the area. We'll hang on to those cooler mornings Thursday, but afternoon highs Thursday will be closer to average, most likely around 93, 94 degrees. Now, once we get into the weekend, that's when we do bring back the potential for triple-digit heat on Saturday. Looks like those storm chances will hold out, though, until Sunday.
Thanks, Riley. Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock working to address teacher shortages at schools serving low-income families. The Early Head Start program helps working parents by working with children from birth up to 3 years old.
Flynn Snyder shows us how Warnock wants to tackle this shortage of teachers.
Hello, everybody. Georgia U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock meeting with Head Start staff discussing ways to fix what's being described as the program's ongoing workforce crisis.
We need to incentivize work by making sure that children have a safe place where they can be well educated and their parents, moms and dads, can get to work.
Senator Warnock says he plans to introduce a bill with Republican Indiana Senator Mike Braun to address early Head Start staffing shortages. The legislation would allow people to begin working in a classroom alongside a certified teacher while they earn the needed degree.
They can benefit from the mentorship of the other teacher who's in the classroom, and because they're earning money, they can actually have a path to getting it done.
Early Head Start is a program that helps kids up to age 3 in low-income families prepare for school. A February report from the National Head Start Association said nearly 20% of staff positions were vacant nationwide, with the top reason being compensation.
The biggest challenge is getting kids in and getting people who are CDA.
Senator Raphael Warnock working to address teacher shortages at schools serving low-income families. The Early Head Start program helps working parents by working with children from birth up to 3 years old.
Flynn Snyder shows us how Warnock wants to tackle this shortage of teachers.
Hello, everybody.
Georgia U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock meeting with Head Start staff discussing ways to fix what's being described as the program's ongoing workforce crisis.
We need to incentivize work by making sure that children have a safe place where they can be well educated and their parents, moms and dads, can get to work.
Senator Warnock says he plans to introduce a bill with Republican Indiana Senator Mike Braun to address early Head Start staffing shortages. The legislation would allow people to begin working in a classroom alongside a certified teacher while they earn the needed degree.
They can benefit from the mentorship of the other teacher who's in the classroom, and because they're earning money, they can actually have a path to getting it done.
Early Head Start is a program that helps kids up to age 3 in low-income families prepare for school. A February report from the National Head Start Association said nearly 20% of staff positions were vacant nationwide, with the top reason being compensation.
The biggest challenge is getting kids in and getting people who are CDA qualified.
Economic Opportunity Authority Executive Director Terry Tolbert says those shortages extend to programs here in Savannah. While the bill would not raise pay for early Head Start staff, Tolbert says he's optimistic it will help fill vacancies.
Getting people prepared to do early learning can help them a long way in terms of getting a quality work experience, especially with our agency.
The issue also personal for Senator Warnock, who says he was a part of Head Start classes while growing up in Savannah.
It's an investment in our future. In one of these classrooms could be your next United States Senator from Georgia. And I mean that because I was one of them.
Senator Warnock says he plans to introduce the bill this fall. To check your eligibility for Georgia's Early Head Start program, you can go to the Georgia Department of Early Care and Learning's website.
Well, if you like your sports fast-paced, then you might want to turn your attention to a new type of competition by the PGA. Just ahead, how it could change the sport forever.
On Ramjack Foundation Repair.
From the course to the arena, TGL is a new golf league that's coming to combine the sport with a stadium-type venue and will incorporate virtual elements as well.
And some big names are already getting involved, most recently Atlanta Falcons owner Arthur Blank. Now, Bally Burmaster spoke with Blank on what this means for the sport.
Arthur Blank is adding another team under his umbrella, and this time he's taking on the world of golf. Owner of the PGA Tour Superstore.
Right.
Why TGL?
It's an opportunity to share the way the golf simulation is growing in the United States. It's probably about 10% of the increase since the pandemic.
TGL is a new tech-forward team golf league developed by two of the most notable players in the game, Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy, all in partnership with the PGA Tour. Blank will own one of the 6 teams made up of 3 players and will gear up for the launch of the season in January of 2024.
What about this league was the most interesting aspect that you said we have to be a part of this?
It's connected to a sport we love and our business is connected to. It's also connected to growing a sport in an area where I think diversity has not always been its strength and it's becoming more of a strength, and the opportunity to support a more diverse population and growth of golf in the future, I think, is important to me.
It's a league that already has teams owned by Serena Williams and Fenway Sports Group. So how will the players be chosen for the 6 teams?
We're going to have a very competitive team. I can't tell you who the players are yet. The tour is helping us try to select players to make sure all teams are competitive.
It will be staged in a purpose-built arena in Palm Beach on the campus of Palm Beach State College. 12 players are committed to the TGL and the roster is stacked. 5 of the top 10 players in the world: Tiger, Rory, John Rahm, Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, to name a few. The teams will have 15 regular season matches followed by semifinals and finals. Blank and company are on the hunt for another championship.
I love all my children, so I would say they're all going to win. I mean, they all could be successful. This is a rising tide.
And TGL Atlanta launches early next year. Pretty cool concept there. Riley?
All right, well, it's Tuesday. We got our latest winner for the Plunkett Heating and Air Sunshade giveaway. Congratulations to Makacha White from Grovetown, Georgia. To get your own sunshade, just go to wrdw.com, click on contests, and enter your email right there. Now, look at the forecast for you just after a quick break.
Call me today and let me fight to get you the biggest check possible.
Welcome back, folks. We do still have some heat advisories in effect for our western counties in Georgia. These stay in effect until 10 p.m., so get ready for some heat index over 100 most likely over the next several hours. Here's the way it's feeling across most of the area, anywhere between 100 to 105, so it is very hot and toasty out there this afternoon. If you are heading out to SRP Park this evening, expect those temperatures to stay feeling like at least the 90s through at least the start of game time. Overall, our temperatures right now here in Augusta, not too bad, 94. We officially hit 97 for a high today, so we tied the hottest temperature so far for the year, but I think we stayed just shy of actually breaking that. For tomorrow, we do get some relief from the heat. 91 degrees for a high temperature. It's actually going to feel like 91, so a lot lower humidity throughout the day Wednesday, and that will allow our morning temperatures to get down to the mid-60s by Thursday, getting much hotter, though, rolling into the weekend.
All right, thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We have much more news, weather, and sports coming up after a short break as News 12 Live at 5 continues.
George St.